Hello guys, today I will be showing you how to use the rangefinder and how to adjust your sight reticule on your gunner's aiming sight on the tank battles in War Thunder. I find this particularly useful at range, especially in a vehicle like this with a slow projectile, because it would be quite hard to judge distances, making long range engagements all that much easier and more satisfying. So let's dive into it. You'll first of all want to set up the controls for this. So for this we will go to menu, go into controls, ground vehicles, and then on the left hand side down to miscellaneous. Scroll to the very bottom and you will find the rangefinder. Let's reset these. So the rangefinder obviously tells you the range. I'll show you how to do it in the video, but basically once you're aiming down your gun sight, you press the desired button which you've binded to it, give it a few seconds and it will tell you the range distance of what you are currently aiming at, which is very useful so you know how to aim. So first of all, let's bind the key. So for my rangefinder, I'm playing the PS5, I want the L1 and triangle. Next of all, we want to set up the sight distance control. So this will change obviously the distance on your aiming reticule, which will aim for you so you don't have to aim your gun barrel manually upwards and downwards, trying to pretty much guess at the range. This takes all the guesswork out of it for you, making it so much easier. So first of all, we will want to set the increase value. So I will want that at L1 square. The decrease value at L1 and circle, and this is also very important to reset it back to 0 without having to manually change it. I will set that for L1 and R1. So let's jump into the gate. Oh, actually, first of all, you'll want to reduce this sensitivity down to about 40. Now, I will show you in game, because if it's at 100%, as you are adjusting the sight, it will wildly jump in the hundreds rather than the 50s, which you'll need it to. Of course, you need to be very precise with your range sometimes. 40% is probably the best for you to be able to judge it properly. So let's dive straight into it. We'll do a test drive, which will be the easiest way to show you how to use these settings. So we'll save these settings, OK, and close. Let's dive into a test drive. And I'll put it on realistic battles, as that is what I'm currently playing on. I'm sure it'll make it obviously easy to show you as well. So here we go. So to be able to use, first of all you want to use a rangefinder to find out the distance of your target. Let's just take this pillbox for our target here. So the rangefinder I binded was L1 and triangle. Obviously we're in the gun sighting, so we want to press L1 and triangle. You see at the top there, it's measuring the range. Give it a few seconds, and the range of that, as you can see, is 400 like it says at the top. So obviously if we were to guess, you would have to guess probably about there on the 400 mark, which, yeah, it's okay, it's all fine and dandy. But if you want to be more precise in what you're doing and to keep the same range, because obviously if you're like this and then moving about trying to shoot someone else at the same range, it's very hard to try and adjust and think, oh, where's the 400 mark? It's about there. Easiest way is to set your sight distance. So as you remember, the buttons we used were L1 and square. Let me obviously show you. So press L1 and square, and you can see it is slowly adjusting the sight distance. As you can see, this sight distance goes very far, all the way up to, wow, from that far to that's as far as I can adjust the distance, 3,250 meters. See, if I zoom out, you can see the tank barrel is adjusted for 3,200 meters. There we go. So let's reset it with L1 and R1 back to 0. It's going to come all the way back down, reset back down to 0. Very useful button. So if you remember, this pillbox is at 400, so we will set our sight to 400. So L1 and square. There we go. The distance is now 400. So if I now shoot squarely in the face, lands pretty much bang on it at 400 meters. And if you want to reduce the sighting, it is L1 and circle. Easy peasy. And that's basically how you use a rangefinder and the sight adjust setting. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.